Hello and welcome to the Geekatorium podcast. Oh God, I don't even know what number we're on right now.
You said that we weren't numbering them anymore.
I know we weren't. Welcome to the Geekatorium podcast. I failed already. I hope everybody is well. Today we're going to be chatting. Well, tonight, sorry. We are going to be chatting Fantastic Four to a degree, not to a massive degree, because I haven't seen it, and I've got reasons. There's good reasons for me not having seen it yet. We're also going to be
good reasons, though.
They are very good reasons. They're mapley good. And we're going to be discussing Strange New Worlds, a couple of trailers, and our Fantastic Five involves Jaws, Blue Beetle, and more. But, you know, if you enjoy the podcast, feel free to subscribe to the channel, give it a like. But without further ado, let's go into the podcast. See, the problem is, I realize that when I do that, like my hand's out of view, and I could be Elon Musking it. Like,
You could be. You could be. I was thinking just then that one reason that people, if they're listening to the audio-only version of this, they should be encouraged to come watch it on YouTube, because you get to see my glorious dad dancing when we
I
do
know,
games.
I know. We should, like, there's so many things that we're like, we should do this, but we're probably never going to do it. Like, we should create an intro thing, but it's not going to happen.
No. We can't afford it, and we don't have the talent to do it ourselves. So...
Look, we are doing this just because we like to talk, and that's
like
about
to
it.
talk. We like to talk to each other.
Yes, that's the main thing. Hi, how are you, buddy?
Right, I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm very tired. And not simply because, you know, dad of two children these days. I traveled internationally recently, and I got back on Saturday, and I'm still feeling a little bit tired from that. I went to. So this is my good reason for not having seen Fantastic Four yet. A, family. I have a family. I have two kids. It's very difficult for me to get to the cinema. B,
Sure.
I was in Canada last week for a week. So like literally the day it was released, I was in Canada. I just didn't get a chance to go see it. And then like it took me to fly to Canada. Took me around time I was in the plane, two planes. I was probably about 8 hours. It wasn't that bad.
Okay. Yeah,
It wasn't that bad. Flying back, it was 19 hours in the air. I was like, or in planes. I was like, how is this like this? So it was just so
That's
frustrating.
2 days worth of work,
Mate, it was
2 work days.
It was so bad. It was so bad. I was just, I tried. And part of the flight was I was overnight, and they fool you because like they're like it's an overnight flight, so you think, oh, I'll get like sleep, but you're not gonna get 8 hours on a plane. Like first of all, admittedly I am premium economy, not just economy, so I've got leg room. It's a bit nicer.
Oh, you are fancy.
I know, right? I know. So it's a wee bit fancier. I've got space and blah blah blah, and a comfier seat, and I can stretch out. But it's because I'm flying from Canada to the UK. I'm flying against time. So like I'm leaving in the evening, but it's already daylight. And it's like I'm messed up. Like so my sleep is just completely messed up flying back. It's always worse flying back, I think, from that direction. So
That's always what you want when you've got 2 children, where your sleep is already disturbed.
Is to fly
And then
internationally.
to add jet lag into the equation.
So that why I haven't seen the film is like I landed on Saturday at 12 o'clock. Jumped in an Uber, got back to home, and literally just haven't stopped since then. Just straight back into parent life, back into being a dad again. But as should be, as it should be. But it is just like I haven't stopped, so there's not been a chance for me to go see Fantastic Four. And I keep seeing everybody's reviews, and we are going to talk about it in a minute. I've seen everybody's reviews, and like I'm kind of jealous. I really wish I'd seen it by now. So that's how I am.
That's how you are. Good.
Canada's lovely, by the way.
Oh, I always hear it's a wonderful place. My dad was born there. I've just never been.
That's right, yeah,
Um,
I forget your dad was born there, wasn't he?
yeah, 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 he had a Canadian passport, which was really funny. There was this time in the 90s, right? So my parents, back in the day, used to have a house in Spain.
Hmm.
And we'd go to Spain on summer holiday every year.
Yeah.
One year, Dad was doing a show, and he was going to come meet us uh, in the middle of the holiday. He wasn't allowed on a plane, right? He wasn't allowed
Okay.
because Canada and Spain were having an argument about fishing, and he had a Canadian passport, so they
That's
wouldn't allow him to fly to Spain.
that's fantastic, isn't it? Like, that's just
So I think he had to quickly apply and get an emergency British passport so that he could go on holiday with his family.
that's incredible.
It's
Incredible.
90s politics. I mean, that was a
I mean,
simpler time.
you you say 90s politics, I mean 2025
No, no, but what I mean is
Yeah.
like 90s politics. Yes, there was the Gulf War, sure,
Mhm, mm, mm.
but the most it affected us was my dad wasn't allowed on holiday because
Yeah.
Spain were pissed off with Canada
Where
about fishing.
whereas I was genuinely worried that if I had to do a transfer in America, I would probably get deported to some to
Well,
somewhere else.
you might have got home in less than 19 hours.
Yeah, but no, but it probably wouldn't have been to the UK, it would have probably been to, like, Guatemala or
Oh
something like
god. Oh no.
that,
Oh no.
yeah. Funnily enough, I'm
We
at my
shouldn't joke about that stuff actually,
uh,
because it's quite disturbing,
I
but
know, right? Like, yeah, I'm very glad that I have a British passport, like, it's but yeah, so
oh,
Canada's lovely if you've never been, this time I've been to last 3 years, I've been to Canada once a year for the last 3 years, and I've now visited, Montreal and, a little spot outside Montreal called Mont-Tremblant, which is beautiful. I've been to Toronto and then to a resort called Blue Mountains outside Toronto. Again,
nice.
stunning.
Nice.
Toronto's ace, by the way. You know how they film everything there
Yeah,
nowadays.
yeah, yeah.
You know why? And I understand why now
Is
having
it
been
it
there.
looks like New York, doesn't it? Or
It looks like everywhere.
Alright.
It's like you'll literally be walking down the street and you'll see like these houses that are clearly like hundreds of years old. But then right beside them will be like massively modern skyscrapers that were only made like 10 years ago. And it's like this is really weird juxtaposition of architecture. And yeah, it looks like New York in some places. It looks like New York um, from 2000s all the way back to 1800s New York. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
it looks like every New York. So it's like Star Trek's filmed there and stuff like that as well. So it's like,
Yeah,
well, it's I
and
like.
it's a
Mm?
far cry from when they used, like, Superman 4 and they tried to say Metropolis was Milton Keynes.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
It's not quite the same.
And Scott Pilgrim was filmed in Toronto because obviously it was set in Toronto, but it was
Yeah, yeah,
filmed in
yeah.
Toronto. So it's a lot of stuff that's filmed in Toronto. So I've been to Toronto, and this year I went to Nova Scotia. I was at it's Halifax in Nova Scotia. So funny enough, when I told people I was going to Halifax, they were like, "Yorkshire?" Like, no, 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 no. I was Halifax in Nova Scotia, and it was stunning, absolutely stunning. On the East Coast, just loved it,
I mean, there's a
loved it.
I'm pretty aware that I think there's a Surrey
Hmm, hmm.
in Canada as well. There's a
N-
Surrey.
Not far from where we were in Nova Scotia, there was New Glasgow as well. So,
You just reminded me in terms of filming in places that aren't places because they used Glasgow.
mhm. As
Um,
Philadelphia.
no, they also used it for Gotham City and the Batman.
Yes, that's right. They used it for that. They used it for Philadelphia in World War Z.
Right,
And they also used it in Indiana Jones as well, the last Dial of Destiny. It was
right, okay,
filming destination
okay.
there. So yeah, yeah, there you go. Glasgow's the other one,
Ooh.
whereas Edinburgh just doesn't get away with anything.
Edinburgh is so distinct though to
Yeah,
look at. It's
there's
so distinct.
you can't turn around and go, "Hey, we are filming in Marrakesh here."
Yeah, 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 exactly. No, but anytime I've seen Edinburgh like in a film or anything, I do go, I've stood there.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's all every single time. I was like, oh no, yeah, I know exactly where that is.
Do you
I know exactly where to get home from here. So
Yeah, but I get irrationally angry when I watch something that doesn't follow the logic of Edinburgh. Like, they're like, "We're going to the train station," and I'm like, "Why are you walking up Lothian Road completely away from the train station?"
no, the worst of that was in Thor: The Dark World, where
Oh, the underground.
he he gets on the underground at Charing Cross, and he's like, how do I get to Greenwich? And she's like, "Oh, just 2 stops." And it's like, no, no,
Yep.
no, they're not on the same line. Charing Cross and Greenwich are not on
Not
the
on the
same
same
line.
line. Yep. I knew
Like,
that. I
yeah.
knew that.
And you just sort of think there are British people in this film.
And not one of them went, by the way.
Tom Hiddleston like is from London. He could have like said, no, 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 no. You've got CGI where
Yep.
you can take things out of trailers and all that. You could have CGI'd a different tube station,
Yep.
make
Yep.
it look like realistic. This is a thing that I'm like, okay, well, this is the next hour of this
Yeah,
podcast.
forget everything else. So we're gonna talk about like live locations that have been filmed wrong. Sunshine on Leith, the Proclaimer.
It's not even in Leith.
It's not even in Leith. No, it is. But the Proclaimers.
There is no sunshine
Yeah,
in Leith.
that's more accurate. The Proclaimers movie, Sunshine on Leith. There's one bit. There's many bits where I'm just like, there's no way you move around Edinburgh like that. But there's this one bit where two of the characters go on a date. Okay.
Okay.
And they jump into a taxi, and he's like, "Where to?" And he goes, "Morningside," right? And I'm like, "That is over £100 that taxi, because you are on a date in Glasgow right now. That's Merchant City in Glasgow. There's no part of Edinburgh that looks like that."
Oh my god.
Yeah.
There's there was a 24 what was it called, 24 Live Another Day, or
Hmm.
like it was the one that they set in London.
Right.
And then there's a bit he goes, right, they're going to appear in Southampton. I'll be there in 20 minutes. And you're like, you're in West London. How are you going to get to Southampton in 20 minutes?
You're not
That
gonna-
is
it's
what
going to take you 20 minutes to
portal are
get
you
out of
driving
West
to?
London.
You can get from
Oh.
West Ealing to North Ealing in 20 minutes.
You'd be faster walking, let's be honest.
Acton Town to Acton Common.
Yeah.
That's
I still love it in London when people still take the underground from Leicester Square to Covent Garden, and it's why have you done that? It takes longer to get out of Covent Garden train station than it does to just walk.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, I actually, so I work in Tottenham Court Road, and
Yeah,
I get out at Leicester Square, um, because it is just quicker.
yeah,
It's just by the time you actually do the escalators and everything, I'm actually where I need to be a lot quicker
yeah.
than if I got off at Tottenham Court Road. It's just,
Insane.
yeah.
Anyway, this is not about London. Should
No,
we talk
no.
about other things? Because as I said, I didn't get. How are you, by the way? How are you?
Oh yeah, no, I'm fine. I've not a lot. I've there's. I'm trying to think. All of a sudden, quickly, is there anything that's pressing that I need to talk about? No, no, not really. Um, oh, other than I've lost a little bit of weight because I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight. You know,
Okay,
that's
I'm glad you threw in the trying there. Like,
well, yeah,
it would also been a really weird thing to announce if you weren't trying and you were
yeah,
like,
yeah. It's just like, well, I got a stomach bug and I've lost
yeah,
a little bit of weight.
yeah.
No,
This is where
so
we tell you that the podcast is not going to be happening anymore.
no, yeah, no, I did. I briefly wanted to because it's actually just it's very simple what I've done. What happened was though, someone took a photo of me
Mm, mm,
without me knowing.
mm.
I was meeting some people and we'd been staying in a hotel. And a work colleague, he took a picture of me from his hotel window because I was outside a little early. So I was there on my own on my phone, and he
Oh.
thought that was funny. So he took a picture of me on my own and sent it to me whilst I was standing there.
Yeah, yeah.
It was all sort of quite funny. It was like being watched without like,
Mm.
where are you? Um, and the next day I was on the train home and I was just like, let's look at that picture again. And then I looked and I zoomed in and I went, I'm the biggest I've ever been.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and the thing is, it's all beer more than anything because it's all here.
You say that, but like
Yeah,
I find like since I've turned 40, like I'm 42 now, but like I just
yeah.
have to look at food to put weight on. Like it's
Well, yes, but the thing that I know, the thing with beer though, it's all the visceral fat. It's
Mm,
all in the belly because I wasn't putting it on my arms. Like it's not
yeah.
like I've had to change my watch thing or anything like that. I get a little bit here, but my arms and legs just stay skinny. But everything's here, and that's sort of how I think it's just beer. So It's not. I'm still drinking, but I've
Wait,
just
I was gonna say, wait, have you done like the Parks and Recreation and Andy thing where he went
yeah,
away to
sure
film
did.
Guardians of the Galaxy and he's just
Yeah,
like, how did you lose the
yeah,
weight? Just gave up beer.
exactly that. Yeah, I've stopped beer. I'm on my third week without beer
Yeah.
now.
Wow.
Um, and I've also drastically reduced my portions because I started really calculating all of the calories I
Yeah,
was intaking,
yeah.
and it was a lot. Like I would
Mm.
sometimes be doing 3 to 4,000 calories a day and not a lot of exercise, and it's just all portions. Like I would eat a whole chocolate bar in one sitting, like a big thing of dairy milk or
Oh,
something like that.
okay. I was gonna say, like, like a whisper gold in one sitting. That's
No, no,
fine.
no, 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 no. One of those big like dairy milk things
Got you.
or an
Got
aero
you.
bar or like with the
Yeah.
caramel and
Yeah.
all that. I would just consume and then at the end of the evening I may have a beer or 2 cans of beer as well on top of it. And if I went out, if I go out, I'll have like 3 to 4, maybe sometimes 5 pints. That's a lot of calories and it's a lot of
Mm.
empty calories. So I've just drastically reduced a lot of that. And I
Um,
have
yeah.
already like lost a fair bit in a few weeks, and I'm quite pleased.
Why do I fear that we are edging scarily close to an alpha male podcast right now?
No, it's definitely
Do,
not going to be that.
do you wake up at 4 a.m. for the grind?
Yeah, no, no.
Wake up at 4 a.m., for the grind. Then I read the Bible. Then I journal. Then I go to the gym, all by 4:30.
Yeah, I'm not having protein shakes in the morning or anything like that. I've not replaced my meals with fuel. Uh, there's no whey protein that I'm consuming. I'm not like I'm watching what I drink and I'm watching what I eat and I'm trying to like burn more calories and all that. I'm just trying to be healthier.
Fair, fair.
That's really it. And I feel a little bit better up here as well. I'm
Good.
sleeping a little bit better.
Love it.
I'm going to the toilet more regularly. Let's talk about that. So your face.
I mean, I have two kids and a dog. My life is nothing but scooping up other people's poo. So
Okay,
what?
so we can talk about mine then. So, what does it mean when it's the color of no? It's
WebMD, my friend. WebMD.
okay. I'll look at the color charts.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Shall we talk about the
let's
first
talk
thing?
about some stuff.
Yeah. So
So, shall I talk about this so that we can get it out the way?
yeah, because obviously, as I said, I was in Canada, and I
Yeah,
didn't get a chance to see the movie yet. So
yeah,
Fantastic Four. Let's talk. Which is confusing for me right now to talk about Fantastic Four when later on.
yeah.
Anyway,
We've got other things. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, so first off, I'd like you to tell me what you know already about the film.
Cool. I know that it's been released.
Oh, really? You know absolutely
No,
nothing.
no, no, no. So this is what I know. It's
Okay.
based in an alternate timeline. I knew that
Yes.
because that's obviously
Yes.
yeah. I know that they are already heroes at the start of the film.
Yeah.
They
4 years into it.
yeah, yeah. I know that much.
Yeah.
I know Galactus is involved and Silver
Mhm,
Surfer is
mhm.
involved, and a lot of people are upset because it's a female Silver Surfer, even though there has been a female Silver Surfer in the past, and these
Yep.
people are just getting butthurt because they are terrible people.
Yep.
So I know that much,
Yep.
and that's about it. I've kind of managed to stay away from a lot of any heavy spoilers.
Okay. So, um, so much like Superman, it
Mm.
kind of feels like a sequel to a film you won't see.
Right.
Because it does. They skip over the origin, although I guess there's like a couple of teensy flashbacky bits,
Okay.
like old footage. Like the first 5 minutes of the film is really just getting you up to speed with where we're at in the universe.
Right. Right.
It
Got you.
tells you straight away this is Earth 828, and that's really it.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, there's a little bit of okay, we're missing some backstory,
Mm.
but they do a better job than Superman of establishing who everyone is, what their motivations are, their arc that they may have experienced before the film, and the arc that they're going to experience in the film. Like it just feels a bit more solid.
Right. Okay.
It does feel a bit more solid. Um, Pedro Pascal's great. The whole cast is great. The whole cast is great.
Good.
The animation on the thing is like absolutely superb. There is one point where he looks like a Disney character, but actually in a good way. I don't
Okay.
actually mean that in a bad way. Um, The thing was, I actually saw a clip of the Fan Stick
Right.
earlier today, and the one thing, the
Yeah.
one thing that I think they got right with the thing is,
Not giving him a gravelly voice.
well, they gave it. No, I'm talking about Fan Stick. They did
Yeah.
give him a
Oh,
gravelly
yeah,
voice
yeah,
in
yeah,
Fan
yeah.
Stick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, 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 yeah. That one. Yeah.
every movement there was like a rock sound, like every like breath and turn and all that. There's like crumbling rock sound, but also when he spoke, the rocks didn't morph like like skin.
Okay.
They do that with this thing where like
Okay.
the rock looks like it stretches. So that's my like, if I'm really going to be nitpicky about the animation and everything, that's something that I'm just like, rock doesn't do that. I think that could have, I don't know. Again, that's me being incredibly nitpicky. The stretching stuff looks as good as stretching stuff can look. I really like the Invisible Woman effect. The Johnny Storm effect, a couple of times, really just looked like he's in a studio and they've put a red light on him. Like, and they've
Hmm.
superimposed the flames around him, but really he just looks red. Like there's not the big animation sort of thing of like when Chris Evans looked like him, and like there's like the yellowy outlines and orange face and everything.
Hmm.
No, you see his human face. It just looks like he's got an orange light put on him. So sometimes it, to me, and again nitpicky, it looked a bit cheap in places,
Okay.
but the CG is fantastic. Yes, Galactus and Silver Surfer is very much in there. The Silver Surfer looks and is spectacular. I think anyone seeing it who may have had a criticism about it when the trailer was released or when the casting was announced, I do think the film would change your mind because she's brilliant.
Okay.
She's very good. The whole thing with her is really cool. Um, the thing that's also very similar with Superman is that there's two big sequences, and again, it must be coincidence because I don't think James Gunn and Kevin Feige are going to be sharing notes. There's two sequences in each, one sequence in each film that's to do with a black hole.
Right.
In both of them, which is
Okay.
just like awkward coincidence. It's like when Armageddon and Deep Impact came out, like they didn't
Yeah,
realize.
yeah, yeah. Or a Bug's Life and Ants, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. But hey ho, it's superhero stuff, and Fantastic Four is a lot more intergalactic than any of the other Marvel stuff, barring Guardians of the Galaxy. Really,
Mm, mm.
it's just really good though. There's some good. It's not as funny as a lot of Marvel films. It's
Okay.
not as funny. There's not lots of quips like being thrown around like your average Marvel film. It's more charming than that.
But the Fantastic Four were never quippy. Like apart from
No,
Johnny, he was
Johnny is quippy.
yeah, but
Johnny is quippy, but
they
not over the top quippy,
they were Marvel's first family. They are Marvel's first family. So
and they're treated as such.
yeah, so like there was always I remember the cartoon from like you remember the reruns of the cartoons back in the when we were
Yeah,
growing up. Yeah, it was
yeah,
always
heavily referenced in the film as well.
yeah, it's always been so much more family orientated. Like they're a
Mm,
family, and like
yep.
that's the feel that you've always got from it. So if they've managed to do that on the screen, then brilliant. I can't ask for more
The
than that.
chemistry is fantastic. The chemistry with all of them, you feel it. You
Mm.
do feel it. You absolutely do. And there's a whole thing with Sue Storm. Like she has a much bigger part in it than you would think.
Right. Okay.
Like she's got a couple of really like good moments, like
Mm.
really, really
Mm.
good moments.
Mm.
And I'll say Galactus is scary.
Okay.
Galactus is scary.
Okay.
And it's the whole thing is, I want to say unique. It's not unique because some of it's run of the mill, but that's sort of the part and parcel. There's not a lot in superhero movies that we haven't seen before at this point. There isn't. There
Yeah.
isn't. Uh, but it feels it's more unique than the rest of the MCU.
Okay.
It
Okay.
has its own feel. It doesn't feel or look like a generic MCU movie.
Great. That's good to hear.
It
That's good.
really doesn't. It
Okay.
really doesn't. So I'd put it like 7.5 out of 10 for me. Like it's good.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not great, but it verges on greatness.
Okay. Okay.
I preferred Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
I think I preferred Thunderbolts. Um, but it's better than Eternals.
Mhm.
Um, I'd maybe on par with Shang-Chi. I know you like Shang-Chi.
I do. I do.
I think it's of that kind of vibe, but
Okay.
Shang-Chi is very MCU though. That is
It
very much
is.
an
It is.
MCU movie.
It's a very MCU origin film. Yes, with the Asian cool factor over the top of it.
Yeah.
Um, okay. I look forward to seeing it. I hope. I mean, like the chances of me seeing it in the cinemas still, while the Edinburgh Fringe is about to start in 2 days, and I am not ready at all this year. It's slim. The chances of me going to see it are slim, but I'll see when it comes to streaming.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. And then we'll talk about it in great depth.
To be fair though, the movies are coming to streaming so much quicker than they used to, so
Yeah,
give it a month.
yeah.
Give it a month. Shall we talk about something?
Oh, something we can both talk about and really nerd over.
3 episodes released. 3 episodes. Strange New Worlds.
I'm so happy it's back. I'm so happy
So
it's
we've had 3 episodes. We've had the Gorn episode, so the conclusion to the two-parter.
back. Hmm.
We've had a crazy episode, like a fun episode, a very
Fun, really fun, right off the bat.
a
Really,
a very old school original series episode. I felt
yeah,
like it felt like
yeah.
that,
Or
and
next gen as well.
then we had what we had this week, which we'll talk about in a second.
Yeah,
Which no, yeah, I loved all I'm saying. I loved all 3 episodes. First,
yeah,
I'm gonna throw that down. First of all, I loved all 3 episodes.
yep,
What's been interesting. I remember like there's been a lot of people like the first one, the Gorn episode, a lot of people are like, "Oh, is that it? It's just over now." Like they've wrapped it up in 1 episode. And I'm like, "Yeah, they did that with Best of Both Worlds. They do
yeah,
that. They used to do that with the two-parters. They'd show one part, and then they'd show
yeah.
the other part, and the other part would wrap up the entire story."
And the solution was so Star Trek as well.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my
They
god.
tricked them into thinking that their mating cycle is starting or that
Yeah, yeah.
their hibernation
Hibernation.
cycle
Yeah,
is
yeah.
starting. And it's just like, it's so Star Trek.
But
It's so Star Trek.
so I don't understand though. There's been a few, and I'm gonna go through some of the criticisms I've read in a second as we go
Okay.
through each episode. But there's been a few criticisms that I've been reading, and I'm like, have you actually ever watched Star Trek for some of these criticisms? It's like, have you ever watched it? So anyway, the point is, we'll get into that in a minute. We'll get into some of them, the other ones in a minute. This one was like, how is it resolved already? I was like, well, it hasn't. It's done exactly what Best of Both Worlds did. They've resolved the main story where Jean-Luc Picard got kidnapped by the Borg and they've rescued him. In this one, a whole bunch of people got kidnapped by the Gorn. They've rescued him. Story done. Fine. With some residual stuff that does, like, for example, Picard had the PTSD stuff that went carried on to the next episode and so on and forth. Whereas this one, we've got
Ortega.
Ortega, and Battelle as well. She's got some serious stuff going on there. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. That's not so much PTSD.
that is, yeah, ye
That's more physical than
yeah, yeah.
yeah, that kind of trauma. It's yeah.
But so that first episode I really enjoyed. Very gory. Like the bit where
Yeah.
Ortega's comes out and half her hand's been digested.
Yeah.
Like really gory. They haven't held back on that. But you like it that bit where she's like, "I'm Ortega's and I fly the ship." Like
I thought that was it.
I know, so did I. I genuinely thought it was, but it's just that bit there. Like, I just loved that they threw that in there. I loved that they
Oh
threw that.
yeah. Because she had a reduced role in season two, um, because sadly the actor she lost her husband. Her
Mm,
husband
mm,
died,
mm.
like in the middle of shooting season two or just
Yeah,
before season two.
yeah.
So she asked for a reduced role.
Mm.
So I was wondering if they were just writing her out, because the other thing is just like, well, we're going to get close to, you know, all of these people that we know that are here now are not all going to be there when the start of the 5-year mission with Kirk comes in. So they can't all be alive, maybe. So I expected it. So when she was revealed to be alive, I was a bit shocked.
I was relieved as well though, because
I was relieved, but I was shocked. I was like, oh, okay.
she's one of my favorite characters. I mean, they're all my favorite. I love the whole cast. The whole cast is fantastic.
Yeah.
But it was very funny. It did feel like as well, like this one was like, okay, we're gonna introduce here's a new character in the sick bay as well, and another new like it very
Yeah.
felt like okay, we're building up some new characters here. Okay, and I'm fine with it. It was just it felt a bit obvious, if you know what I mean, like a bit forced.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean, but you have to introduce these people some way, and the easiest way and the tried and tested formula is the best. Like,
Yeah.
same with TV and film. It's like one of the examples I look to for this sort of thing is the beginning of the film Serenity.
Mm, mm.
Basically gives you a rundown of everything that happened in the Firefly series,
Yes, yes, this is very, very true.
because they're reintroducing you to these people. Now, for the people that watch Firefly series, they're like, why are we getting all this info? But it's like, well, this isn't for you. This is for the people that have never watched the TV series, but might have taken a punt on the film and they need to know what's going on.
Yep.
We don't know this new character. And especially, like, we know when they introduce Scotty, we know it's Scotty. We know the man he's going to become, but for anyone else, they may have to just fill in some blanks
Yeah,
for
yeah.
people. Like, and I totally get your criticism on that, but at the same time,
It's
there's
not
no
really
other
a
way for this to be
criticism. It's
done.
more just it just felt a bit jarring, if that makes sense.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
yeah, yeah.
fair enough.
One
Yeah,
of
yeah.
that.
No, I understand it. I understand it.
It felt like the end of like Revenge of the Sith, where they're like, oh, we have to make this tie to A New Hope, so just wipe their memories, and
Yeah,
you go there, and you go there, and it was very
yeah.
like it felt like that. So it was like, yeah,
I'm going to go to Dagobah
why? Like,
because the script demands it.
exactly. It's just very, very. It felt like that, but it's fine. It's a minor criticism because the episode itself was really, really good. I love the way that they tied it
Yeah,
up. And I say I actually love the fact that they just tied it up in one episode. They went, cool, we're done. Stakes were high. Feels like this two of the three episodes so far, stakes have been particularly high. Like there's a lot of risk being put in place by yeah.
yes, but episode 3 is more personal stakes
Yes, we'll get
rather than galaxy stakes.
yeah, but we'll get to that one in a second.
Yeah.
Let's talk about episode 2.
When did you work out that it was what it was?
Which bit? Because like obviously I knew that he was playing Trelane. Like I knew that bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
everyone.
the fact that they've now
Yeah. So
retconned it.
as
The
soon
retcon, what do you think of the
I
retcon? When
love
did
it.
you
I
work
I
out that
love it
that's
because
yeah,
it's been a fan theory for decades that Trelane must be a Q, because that's the only explanation for him. Now the father son thing that I've seen this is a criticism that like I've seen people come out with, and I'm like, I don't buy the criticism because again, Qs don't exist in our timeline. So
exactly.
it's very possible that Trelane is Q's son from Voyager.
It would make sense.
It's entirely possible that he could be. So
There's another reason why that theory that I agree with you on, why that stands as well.
mm,
Because we saw Q turn up at the end of Picard,
mm,
because that's not the Q that's already died.
yeah,
That's the Q from before when he died.
yeah,
So that's what's going on with that. So it's like, yeah, Q has died, sure, but he may have got up to some other stuff in some other timelines
yeah, 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 yeah.
before that moment. So there's
Exactly.
still endless Q stories to tell. We just know how it ends.
It's like the Doctor and River Song type situation,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes,
So
exactly,
we know
exactly.
River Song dies at this moment in time, but there's actually a load of stories that can still happen because
Yeah,
of the way that time works. So she's living in a linear time that's weird and other linear time. So they're meeting at once, and that's what can happen here. So people are like getting really upset about it. I've seen some people like this is ridiculous, it's breaking canon. And I'm like,
it's not
it's
breaking canon in the slightest.
it's a queue. They can do
Yeah,
whatever they want. Like
yeah.
they literally can do. But like for me, it did actually make sense. Like it made. I was like, okay, yeah. So Trelane is actually could actually be the son that we saw in Voyager, and that's possible. I mean, it could be not as well. It could be but yeah. When I heard that voice,
That was wonderful.
it was just like, are you actually seriously? I I'm a, I'm disappointed we didn't see him, but I understand why.
Yeah, I understand why as well. It would
Yeah.
be too expensive to make him look as young as they did for that 10
Picard
seconds of
in
Picard.
Picard, yeah, yeah. So I totally understand why they didn't, but it would have been nice. But I appreciate the way they did it as well. So like, because like who knows, like maybe yeah, this is if that Trelane was like what? How old did they say it was? Like thousands of years old, but still
8,000 years old.
8,000, but still considered a child.
Yeah.
Maybe like that Q. So our Q is now 8,000 years old, and he's gone like, I actually don't need to be a human so often. I can just be like this
Yeah.
ball of energy. You know what I mean? Like that's entirely
Yeah.
possible. He's only human to interact with Picard.
Yeah,
And Janeway. So,
yeah.
yeah,
It is, and the whole get up and all of that. That's just him trying to be, and he does like the big hat
yeah,
and the cape and all of that,
yeah,
or the robes. Like that's him just trying to be more authoritative and regal, like a monarch of space kind of thing. That's his ego and
yeah,
everything. Like, but otherwise, yeah, all of the Q are like a thought.
yeah.
Um, wasn't there a line of like he said he spent like 1,000 years as he's kind of like, do you know what he's like? He's like Zeus.
Mm.
Like because he
Mm.
he lived a lifetime as a tree or something like that
Yeah,
at one point. Like
yeah, yeah,
that's really like Q is Zeus.
yeah, yeah, 100%.
He's a
So
dick.
the criticisms I've seen just don't carry for me. The episode itself was just ridiculous fun, and again, very Star Trek.
Yeah,
Like,
it's next gen original series
yeah, yeah.
style, exactly that.
How do we get out of the mind fog? Oh, you get punched. Like, it's like
No, it's not even no, 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 no.
it was
You
emotions. It was
throw the
emotion.
punch.
Yeah, it's
It's the
emotions.
emotion to
Yeah,
throw the
yeah.
punch. I mean, it's emotion, but it was the fact that he threw the punch that woke him up, and he was like, "Yeah, really sorry about that." Um, Now, barring all of that, what do you think of Corby? What do you think of this representation of him?
Fine. Very, very happy with it. I think, yeah, no, really, really happy and interesting. Yeah, especially because, like, we know his fate. We know his fate. And we also know that what's going to happen between him and Chapel,
Hmm.
and we know that they're going to break up as well.
Hmm.
So they're going to get engaged, they're going to break up, and then he's going to die.
Yeah.
So that's what we know is going to happen. It's interesting because obviously we don't really know anything of him before that, before all those incidences. So it's quite, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I like the relationship between him and Spock, though. The
Yeah.
fact that Spock was, despite granted he represses his emotions anyway, but the fact that he does put his feelings aside to actually right the wrong. He could have the perfect life, but he puts it all aside because he knows what's right and he knows what's wrong.
Yeah.
And it felt like that him and Colby were like had this mutual understanding by the end of it, and I respected that. I was just like, because they could have taken it a whole other way. Especially like Colby could have been like, "You're a dick, Spock," and all of this, but he was just like, "No, something's very wrong."
Yeah.
And Spock's the one
Well,
person I can talk to. He's logical, and yeah,
Corby's a scientist, and like he acted like one. He's like, something has gone wrong here. This is not right. Blah blah
mhm.
blah. So like, yeah, no, it was great. I thought he was really good. I really all parts of the episode I thought were really strong. The attempted bachelor party was
Oh, hilarious!
brilliant
Yeah,
scene.
all of
Uh,
it really funny. Just one last like line I want to say about the Colby Spock
mm,
situation though, just quickly, is just like in a situation where it could have been so easy to delve into toxic masculinity,
yep.
they actually don't do that, and
Yeah.
they resolve their issues with each other
Hmm.
very respectfully
Yep.
and properly. So it's just, again, that's very Star Trek.
Yeah.
Again,
I
like
loved it.
not going to base instincts.
Yeah. No, I
So
loved
yeah,
it. Loved it. Really good. Really good episode. Which brings us to the most recent episode.
fucking zombies, man.
So right. I loved it. Loved the episode. I loved I loved the main story of finding the Chimera plant.
Mhm.
I thought that was
I mean, the name
interesting.
Chimera should have given it away.
Yeah, but I just thought it was really interesting and I really enjoyed it
Yeah,
as a conceit. And then I really enjoyed the Klingons weren't there because it's their territory. They're there for a personal vendetta and a
yeah,
really interesting one as well. And again,
yeah,
playing, I like that this Discovery played very freely with the Klingons. I don't get me wrong. I don't think they did anything particularly wrong with the Klingons, but they
hmm,
played very freely with them.
mhm,
And this felt like a very return to the old school's honor Klingons. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it felt very like I liked it. I
It,
liked it.
they were like next gen, like their motivations were very next generation. You
100%.
killed my father, so I have to repay that and kill you myself and
Yep.
blah blah blah.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
all very next generation.
Yep. Exactly. So I really, really enjoyed that, and I thought she was fantastic.
Yes.
She was really, really good. Um, but and I love that it was like an honorable death as well. Like I love that it's like I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for me. It was so like I loved it. But So the biggest criticism I've seen of this episode is like, "Oh, well, I guess zombies in, Star Trek are real now." I was like, "Have you not seen Enterprise?"
Yeah, there was Vulcan zombies,
Yeah, like, which
and
are
it could be done via mind meld. You could be
yeah,
infected by like
yeah,
that.
like, I was just like, "We've done zombies in Star Trek." Like, there's nothing that holds, what I loved in this episode, though, was the refusal to call them zombies.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
I loved it. It's like,
Don't say the C word.
yeah, he's like, "But they're just zombies." I loved it because it was just like, I remember when they announced Strange New Worlds, and they one of the things they said was like, "This is gonna be a return to Star Trek of old, where it's gonna be, episode of the week, monster of the week, and it's gonna be like just that old feel of Star Trek." And like these first 3 episodes of this season have particularly felt like old school Star Trek. I've just really enjoyed it. Yes, it's been a little bit more gorier than old school Star Trek. That's because the budget is better, but it's like, and it's
Also, no, it's streaming, so they don't have the
yeah,
same
yeah, and
restrictions.
audiences have changed as well. There's
Mm.
there's a whole bunch of reasons, but honestly, the stories, the writing, the character building, the relationships, and Benga might be my is it my top 3 doctors now? Like
Him saying like the man who like has all the reasons to hate all the Klingons, like more so than Kirk did
yeah,
in Undiscovered
yeah,
Country.
yeah,
But when she goes and sacrifices herself, when the Klingon woman goes
yeah,
to sacrifice herself, and he says Stovall will welcome you,
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like again respect
Oh,
and like
man. It's
it's really good,
But,
really
like,
really good.
as a yeah, he's now in, like, my top 3 doctors, like, he's just so good. Pike and his peak are just so like, that
The
hair
thing
is
the little
wonderful.
agreement they had, he says, "So are you gonna turn me in?" And he
Yeah,
says, "Well, the mission was off book, so it's not like I can report that where I got this information from
yep.
anyway." So,
And then the other one is, I mean, Ortega in this episode, this is, like, the first one where we really, the first
yeah,
glimpse of, like, her where her mind is, and it's like,
yeah,
yeah, she's going reckless. She
yeah.
almost died. She almost died, like
She almost died, but then she almost got the whole crew killed.
yeah, yeah,
So,
but
like,
it's yeah.
consequences, and I think the consequences to her were fair.
Mm.
Like, it all made sense, and you could see it absolutely killed, number 1 to do it.
Mm.
But like everything that happened, at no point did I think no one's in the wrong. Like, the only person that's in the wrong is Ortega.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
that's like absolutely, she put the whole crew at risk just to yeah again her own Klingon prejudice as well as the
Yes.
PTSD.
Yeah. Which right, so it's really, really funny. It's like if you can compare and contrast it, like now I liked Discovery
Mhm.
overall. Like it had its flaws. It wasn't as it had its
It
flaws.
started good. Discovery started good.
It
I really
started
think those 2 seasons, the first 2 seasons, were
it,
brilliant.
it had peaks and very low troughs.
Yeah,
Let's just put it that way, right?
yeah.
But one of the things I would criticize, one of the things I will say is like, so Ortega's and her prejudice against Klingons and everything like that, and it was all dealt with right. It felt right. Star Discovery, like, she uh, it just didn't feel right. Like,
Mm.
she started, like, yes, you might have been doing the right thing because of, like, the Vulcan hello and everything like that. Yes, you might have been, in theory, right. You should never have gotten back onto that bridge of Discovery. Like, that all felt wrong. Like, from the very beginning, like, she should never have gotten to a stage where she could be captain of Discovery. Because look at
No,
what
yeah,
comparing again, another one you can look at is Worf as well. Worf, who
mhm,
took took like a Klingon revenge into his own hands and actually went through with it, even though he was ordered. He can never be captain of Defiant. He was going to be captain of Defiant.
mhm.
He was never allowed to be like, and he never got beyond commander ever again because he was demoted and
Well,
is
that because yeah, because there was two things. Because it happened. One thing that where he did the Klingon revenge, that was on Next Gen,
yeah.
and then he had the other situation in Deep
Deep
Space
Space
Nine.
Nine. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Sorry, that's the one I'm
All
talking
right,
about.
yeah, no, but
Yeah.
he's done that twice,
Yeah,
and
and now
yeah,
he's faced the consequences. And so,
yeah,
like, it was nice in this episode that, like, this feels like it feels like in this, like, things happen and, like, it's like there are consequences, good and bad, for
mm.
every character. Whereas sometimes Discovery played a little bit loose with it, and sometimes it was like,
I see what you mean, but I think one of the reasons why that happened though is because it was all done under the command of someone who was from an alternate universe, Lorca.
Yep.
So Lorca had his own agenda when he brought her on board because he knew of her version in his universe.
I mean, fair. Yeah.
So I think a lot of those decisions were made by an antagonist in the first place. So that's what I would argue with that. I do see exactly what you mean. And it did take a while. Look, she was only made captain 1,000 years in the future.
This
If she'd stayed in the in original timeline, she wouldn't have.
this is true.
But
This is very
but
true.
she lived a lot longer. She lived, what was it, 3 years before Discovery actually arrived after the whole
Mm,
Red Angel
mm.
incident.
Yep.
So she was already more au fait with that universe.
Yep.
So I think it did, like, she was a perfect bridge of easing the people in the future into, well, here's some people from the past that you're going to have to integrate into your version of Starfleet. And she was telling the old version of Starfleet, look, this is how Starfleet is now, you're going to have to get used to it.
Yep.
So she was the perfect bridge for that, and I do see why she sort of earned her captain stripes in that respect. But yeah, had she stayed in original timeline, absolutely not. She probably would have been sent back to prison as
Yeah.
soon as the ship docked.
Yeah. But yeah. So overall, what are we feeling about these first 3 episodes?
I never want this series to end.
Unfortunately, it will.
No, this is the only thing I'm okay for AI to just make endless episodes of.
I'm actually kind of glad that they've given it a season. Like, it's essentially a season and a half. It's not 2 seasons. It's a season and a half because one's 10 episodes, one's 6 episodes. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm glad it means that we're going to get a proper ending.
And
Yeah.
yeah, they have a plan. This is
Yeah.
like they know where they're
Well,
going.
we know what we're going to be building up to. We all know what they're building up to, which is Pike. We know what's going to happen. We have to. That's going to happen.
I
Um,
still feel like the last episode will be the menagerie. I still
yeah,
feel that.
I don't think. I think the incident with Pike's going to happen a lot sooner than we expect.
Really? So you think we might get a few episodes of Strange New Worlds like with Kirk
Yeah,
as captain?
yeah. I think
Yeah.
that's going to happen.
Well, they'd have to if it's the menagerie,
Yeah. So
because yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen because there's also talks as well, like rumors and talks are like, yeah, we could just reboot the original series with the cast because we're slowly replacing them anyway. And I've sat back and gone, I wouldn't hate that.
Do you know what? I wouldn't hate it if Strange New Worlds ended and then they just did a series of movies with that
The,
Kirk and
that
that
car
Uhura and that
that
Spock.
that cast is killing it, and that aesthetic as well. Like it looks good. Like it
Yeah.
looks like it does look like an updated original series, and it would work for me. So yep, I'm enjoying it. It's nice to have Star Trek back to be able to watch it weekly. It makes me it fulfills me.
Happy place.
It fills my soul. Let's talk about the other Star Trek thing that dropped though.
So we got a trailer for Starfleet Academy, Star Trek Starfleet Academy.
That's a lot
Are
of
you?
stars.
Yeah, it is a lot of stars. Um, can I be honest with you though?
Mm.
I'm not fussed. I mean, like, I'm gonna watch it. Of course, I'm gonna watch it. It's Star Trek, though. I haven't watched Prodigy, but I know that I'm
You
not the
need to
target
watch
audience
Prodigy,
for it.
yeah.
I know. But um, it's just I have no care for, like, I kind of agree with the moniker that's gone around, which is Star Trek 90210. Like, I don't need to see characters in high school. I don't mind the odd episode of it, like with Wesley Crusher and First Duty and all of that sort of stuff. Like, I don't mind the odd episode. I'm a bit in two minds about an entire series based on it. And in fairness, it follows the criticism that Deep Space Nine would have, which is they're not traveling anywhere. They're just learning stuff. They're just at school. Like,
Yep.
unless it's sort of the Starfleet equivalent of going on the Duke of Edinburgh Award, like,
I'm the opposite of you. I watched the trailer and I went, okay, now I'm interested. Like there was enough in there that I went, okay,
trailer's good.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just saying, in the meantime of like when they announced it and all of that, I was just like, of all the things that I wanted to see from Star Trek, this isn't it.
Yeah, but it's funny because like you mentioned Deep Space Nine there, and I was when Deep Space Nine was like, I was like, oh, okay, so we're boldly going nowhere. Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay.
no, the wormhole changed that though, because they still explore the Gamma Quadrant.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there is still a lot of that and
I
introduction of new races and blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
you know.
and they did introduce the Defiant, and that was because one of the criticisms was, "You're going nowhere. We want a spaceship. We want a starship." So they put the Defiant in there, and it became cool. And then they did like then they changed TV forever by having overarching stories over
Yeah,
seasons and
yeah, yeah.
stuff like that. One of the first mainstream shows to do. Obviously, it had been done previously, but this was one of the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
mainstream shows to do it.
26 episodes worth per season. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes you get like 13 episodes doing that, but you
yeah,
wouldn't get
yeah.
26 episodes of a season.
With enough time to play baseball with Vulcans.
Yeah.
So it
And
was.
hopscotch.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, that was season 1, so that doesn't count.
Yeah.
But, Deep Space Nine faced these criticisms and is considered one of the best Star Trek series, if not the best for some people. Not for
Yeah.
me. TNG is still the best.
TNG. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. But some people still consider it one of the best Star Trek series of all time. Um, I don't think Starfleet Academy is going to be the best Star Trek series of all time,
Yeah.
but I think I like the idea. I've always wanted to see more of Starfleet Academy itself. I think it's an interesting idea. I'm gutted there'll be no Boothby unless they have like a hologram Boothby. Uh, that
An AI
and
because he's dead in real life. So,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah. But like I feel like I think the concept is interesting. That this is the first class in like 1,000 years because of the I
that is an interesting concept. I will say that. That's an interesting concept because it is in that
now.
1,000 future. Yeah.
Other things that sort of stood out in the trailer for me was obviously the wall of names of
Mhm.
dead former uh, graduates. 'Cause,
Admirals and all of that. Yeah.
Harry Kim finally got his
He
his
was an
promotion.
admiral.
He was an
Yeah.
admiral. It was interesting well because Spock was Ambassador Spock. So it's obviously these are when they died. This is the rank that they held. Um,
And Bashir didn't go any higher than lieutenant.
yes, yeah, but that's because he was augment.
He's
I think they
yeah, he's an
probably
augment. Yeah.
yeah. So I think they probably went along with that. So I really I like that little detail. I thought was really really cool. Um, very heavy Cisco thing there as well. Like, you know, there was a big poster about Cisco and where, the
Mhm.
with the prophets and his way, and it was like way back from the prophets. Like, will we have anything? Because like he's the only captain who hasn't been re-explored. Um,
Yeah, I mean, that's mainly down to the actor,
no, no,
you know?
I know that, but there's nothing stopping
Yeah.
them sort of doing something that they don't necessarily have to use him as, but they can use, story that involves him. So I'll be interested to see if they actually do have a story involving the Cisco
Mhm,
at
mhm.
some point. So that's quite cool. Paul Giamatti's character whistling the Star Trek theme.
That's hilarious. No, I did enjoy that.
Yeah, that
I did enjoy
I
that.
quite like. First of all, at one point I was like, "Oh, seriously, really?" And I was like, "No, that's actually quite funny." Uh,
I'm calling this though. I think that's just in the trailer. I have a
yeah, yeah.
feeling
I
that
don't think no, he wasn't
yeah,
whistling. Yeah, yeah. I
yeah, I
totally.
have a feeling when we see the scene itself, he'll just be whistling something random.
Holly Hunter looks well cast.
Yeah.
I love Holly Hunter. I think like her voice is awesome. By the way, her voice is like phenomenal. Um, so I'm looking forward to seeing her take on like you know the leader of Starfleet Academy.
She's
Uh,
got a Janeway vibe, doesn't she?
she does, and when
Not just the character in it, I'm just saying Holly Hunter in general has a
yeah,
Janeway vibe.
but then when you couple the fact that the Doctor is back,
Yeah.
like I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm interested. I think it's an interesting idea, and I look forward to seeing what they do with it.
While we were having this conversation, I was actually reminded of something that you said when we brought this podcast back, actually, when we talked
Mm.
about Section 31, and you said the actor that played the cyborg character in Section 31, you said you saw an interview and you agreed with, and I don't completely disagree with, is that Star Trek it has its fans, but it struggles getting new fans.
Yes, yes.
Um, and I guess that's probably what the goal of this is that
Well,
it's a bunch of young actors and it's school. People can relate to school. Young people can relate to school. I'm thinking of the corporate mindset here,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is how do we entice the young ones into this
Well,
universe? You know,
that's what they did with Prodigy as well. So if you watch
yeah.
that, it's obviously that was aimed Nickelodeon audience.
And then they cancelled it, which completely just ruined the
So
whole concept of trying to
stupid.
bring them in.
such a bad decision. It's like such a great show, honestly. There was so much more they
And
could have
Lower
done with it.
Decks, actually. I think Lower Decks did very well in making Star Trek sort of cool and fun again to
Yes,
some people.
yep, absolutely. And Strange New Worlds is doing a good job as well. But it is like it's audiences have changed, and I think something like Starfleet Academy could be for those younger audiences. And then it's the gateway, isn't it? It's then they go explore. They've seen that. Okay, I'll go watch Discovery. I'll go watch Strange New Worlds because they're set in the same. They're made now, and then I'll go watch Deep Space Nine. I'll watch
Mhm, mhm.
Enterprise. I'll watch the animated series and regret that. So it's like it's I like it's good that it's being made. It's good. That's what I'm getting down to. It's good that it's being made.
Yeah, no, I have my reservations about it, but I mean, look, more Star Trek can only be good for Star Trek. So
Well, there you go. Shall we shall we talk about the
there's one more
well,
trailer.
no, you said more Star Trek can only be good for Star Trek. Section 31 would like to disagree with you. So
Yes, but as I said, if that was just a pilot, I wouldn't have minded. But the
as
fact that
as
it's
I
like its
said to you,
own movie,
if it was a standalone science fiction action film like that wasn't related to Star Trek, we wouldn't even be talking about it anymore, and it wouldn't have been like controversial.
no, I think they just made it because they said they were going to make it, but then Michelle Yeoh became an Oscar-winning superstar. And they were
They
like, look, the only way we're going to do this is if we just do one movie because we said we were gonna, and then that's sort of it.
And it was so bad. Anyway, let's talk about the other trailer for something that I'm pretty sure they actually started filming in the original era it was set in,
Yeah.
and we've been waiting this long now for the final season. Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. I still can't believe, was it 2022
I
when
know.
it came out?
Was
The
it?
last one?
Oh, the actual last series. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it
So
was 2022.
let's have a look. I'm gonna look it
I'm
up.
pretty positive.
Let's have a look. So Stranger Things. Oh my God, the first season came out in 2016.
Yes, I remember I was in Edinburgh at the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then the second and third were 2017 and 19, which is sensible. And then the fourth season was released in two parts in 2022. So there's a whole wider conversation that we could probably have about the flaws of the streaming model versus sort of seasons on television and networks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into that because we would be here for that's a deep dive video that I will probably make separately on YouTube and just post as a separate thing because it'll probably
Yeah.
be uh, so has issues in its own right. Let's just talk about the trailer.
Mhm.
I am not excited.
It's like it's not shown us anything that we would go, oh my god, this is going to happen. No, it's just like, okay, these are all the
I
characters.
I
Some of them look scared, some of them look upset, some of them are crying, some of them
yeah,
might be,
and they all look way too old to be playing the characters that they're playing. Like it's like how I just Gen Z is not aging well.
Well, no. Listen, I mean, one thing I've learned, if you look at like what was it? I think I may be mistaken, but it's like Hulk Hogan's just died, right?
Mm.
So at the time of recording, Hulk Hogan has just died. He hasn't come back from the dead yet, but that could be revealed in another podcast. Anyway, when you see him in Rocky 3,
Yeah,
I think he's 26 years old.
and he looks
He looks 45.
yep, yep,
Like the 80s just was hard on everyone. It
yep.
just
So,
really was.
well, I was gonna say the cast of Cheers.
Yeah.
Kelsey Grammer in Cheers is is like early 30s.
It's like 32 or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Again, he looks 45.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing is, and I'm not saying that I look young. Like
Mm.
I'm not saying that I look 30s, but I don't look 40s either. Like I don't look like 40s of the standard of the 80s
No,
and the
I
90s.
think both of us could get away with saying we're mid-30s.
L-
Certainly if I shave. If I shave,
late 30s, I'd say. Yeah, but yeah,
yeah, mid
mid to
to
late
late
30s.
30s,
Okay.
not approaching
So,
mid-40s. No.
but Gen Z are looking like they're looking older than they are. And like I'm not saying they look older than me, I'm just saying they look older than their age. So their playing ages are not where they should be.
Yeah, but again, Beverly Hills 90210, they were like all 30s playing like high school
Yeah,
characters.
yeah, but
So,
Cameron in Ferris Bueller, he was in his 30s and he doesn't look too out of place.
no, I suppose. I mean, and Matthew Broderick was like eternally young
Yeah.
anyway.
I mean,
And
he only started aging after he killed that person in Ireland. But
like, um, uh, 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 um, Tom Holland, he's got that Michael J. Fox, Matthew Broderick thing going on,
yeah, he does. He
where he
does.
looks eternally young. But that's also down to his height more than anything.
But
Like
Millie Bobby
Chris Evans,
Brown,
yeah,
Millie Bobby Brown, like she's like 21, but
yeah.
she looks 31.
Yeah, well, that's because she and I don't want to like get into like criticizing the way people look and all of that, but I
No,
don't
no,
know why she looks like a valley girl from like California. Like
but
it's
I think it's like a choice of like how they're dressing and how they're presenting themselves. So
yeah,
like that's why they're looking older than they have. So the point I'm trying to make here is they do look too old to be playing the characters that they're playing now. And
yeah.
it's jarring. It's really, really jarring. Like I'm not excited because I really feel like the last season felt like it should have been the last season. Like the last season had such an epic storyline that feels like that should have been they could have stopped it there and
Yeah.
everyone would have been like, wow.
They
And
could
that
have been. They should have killed Vecna, like the
yeah,
clock thing and the split world and all of that. That shouldn't have happened. They should have just killed Vecna.
yeah,
Max should have just died, and it would just would have been a sad way, But someone had to die,
mm,
basically. That's
mhm,
Um, but yeah, that should have just been the end.
yeah. But now we've got this, and again, they split it over two parts with New Year's Eve
Three
being
parts.
three parts. Yeah, so three parts. Yeah, two parts
Three
with the
parts.
finale on New Year's Eve, and I'm like, that's optimistic. Uh,
Yeah, I know,
like,
right?
like,
It's a nighttime show. It's a show you want to watch at night, but at nighttime on New Year's Eve, you're gonna be out drinking at a club or at a
well,
party
you
or
say that Gen Z don't drink anymore, so good,
well, yeah.
good for them. Good for them. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say good for them.
Well,
Um,
they were just doing loads of cocaine.
yeah, this is true. So
It's
look at me trying
the 80s are
to.
back.
I'm just not excited. I'm just not excited. I'm kind of done with it. I wish this show would. If it's funny because like there are shows that feel like they outstay their welcome because they've done so many seasons. See
Yeah.
The Simpsons, Family Guy, a lot of these types of shows where it's like season after season after season. You're like, this show should have died. The Walking Dead is an example as well. This show should have died a long time ago. It should have been finished a long time ago. This one has barely any seasons, barely any like hours of television. Like actually, if you look at how many episodes was it per season? Like 10?
It's like
Oh
8
my god,
episodes a season.
8 or 9 episodes. So actually, feasibly, as it stands, there are only 8, 17, 25, 34 episodes of this show over 9 years.
But the episodes are fucking long, and like the final episode, I believe, is like the one that's on New Year's Eve, is going to be 3 hours long.
So longer than like Lord of the Rings, like
Yeah.
yeah, it's an extended version. Oh, it's
Like, but it just goes to show though, like they're making like 4 movies for this final season. They're
but I,
making it's hours of television, hours and hours and hours of television
but I don't know. At
with
that point,
no ads.
at that point,
It's-
you're like, is it a TV show? You know what I mean? Like,
no, it's a phenomenon.
I just don't care. And I hate that because I loved Stranger Things. Like the first,
Mm,
especially the first couple of seasons, I just thought um were phenomenal. And I
mm.
thought they pulled it back a bit in season. I thought season four. I thought season three was a bit weak aside from me, and season four pulled it back with Vecna, and I thought it was really
But
interesting.
you nearly dropped out of season 4 because it got a bit too close to horror for your liking, if I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah.
That
That's
first
right.
couple of episodes, you were like, "No, I didn't like it. It was too horrible."
Yeah, but it stuck the landing, and
Yeah,
Eddie is one of the greatest characters.
yeah.
It's one of these things. So it's like, and I feel like they could have finished it on season four, and no one would have complained. But now we've got the season five, and I'm gonna watch it. Of course, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, it's made a lot of careers, Stranger Things.
Has
Like,
it though?
yeah, well, so Millie Bobby Brown, she's like, in terms of another franchise, she's Enola Holmes, and she was in like two of the Godzilla movies. And so I think she's done pretty well out of it. Mike, he
Well,
did,
she did marry John Bon Jovi's son as
and she
well.
married John Bon
Mm,
Jovi's son, yeah.
yeah.
The guy who played Mike, was it Finn Wolfhard?
Yeah.
He did the Ghostbusters movies and the It movies, so he did pretty well out of it. And Joe Quinn, who played Eddie Munson, like he went on to
Yeah.
do Quiet Place
Yeah.
Day One, Gladiator Two, and now he's in the Marvel
Yeah.
universe, like
But
Johnny Storm. So people have done well out of it. David Harbour is in the Marvel universe as well. Like it revived Winona Ryder's career. So for all of the bad that Stranger
Mm,
Things is currently sort of like the bad, like, oh God, I wish it would just be over. It has given us a lot.
yeah. Yeah. Fair. Fair. Yeah. Just as I said, I wish it would be over, as you said.
Should we just add it to the list of last week's thumbnail, which was just let it die?
Just let it
Just,
die.
just let it die.
Was that a harsh name? No, no, it was not
No.
harsh because I watched it. I watched the next episode of Rick and Morty and I went, yeah, this show needs to die. Um, it really does. It's really
Love it.
outstayed its welcome. Okay, shall we do a? This is so confusing
Shall we
now.
move on from Fantastic Four in the most natural way possible?
Do it.
When your brain is in a twist, cause you've got to make a list of the best things of all time, or the worst things we can find. It's a fair and fabulous, phenomenal, fantastic five.
Now I started last week, didn't I? I had I started last week.
Yes.
So shall you start this week?
I will start this week.
Go for
I
it.
will start this week. I watched. I think I talked about this on a podcast before. I watched this film with Nicolas Cage a while ago called Willy's Wonderland. Willy's
You
Wonderland,
did talk about that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
and I said that it feels like it was the idea for a Five Nights at Freddy movie, um, but they just said no one's going to watch a film of that, and then the Nicolas Cage film turned out to be all right, so they went, oh, let's make a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I watched Five Nights at Freddy's, and you know what? It's actually a little bit better than Willy's Wonderland. It's actually a lot more of a better film than you would expect it to be.
Okay.
There's not a lot of action in terms of big scary robots and all that. It's got a really good story. Like, I actually was engaged and invested.
Okay.
The opening scene is harrowing. Like, the opening scene is just like, oh my God, this is terrifying. And then you get into the actual story, and then you sort of do guess one of the twists. But the actual lead up to it is actually pretty cool. It made me want to play the game because I was just like, oh, I've never played the Five Nights at Freddy's
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
And then I was told that it's basically you just sit at a computer and just look at security cameras the whole time. And then I was like, oh, no, I don't want to play the game.
It's jump scares.
Um,
It's all jump scares. Yeah.
yeah, it's just jump scares and just it's a strategy game where you have to make sure certain doors are closed and locked, and I was like, oh, so I don't really want to play it. So 'cause the film is like it's just really cool.
Okay.
And just it's some elements of it are just very unexpected, and it's very enjoyable. And I was engaged. And I know you're not big on horror. There are some nasty bits, sure, but I think you'll be more like, this is an interesting film. This is a very interesting
It's one that is on my radar. Yeah, I don't like horror, but like it is like that's not to say that some horror films aren't on my radar. This is one of them.
film.
Um,
Yeah.
because the games are such a phenomenon, like in terms of
Mm.
it's such a fan base. Like, and I've experienced it at cons. I hosted last year. I hosted a Five Nights at Freddy panel with one of the voice artists from the game.
Oh, cool.
She was awesome. Totally mad, but she was awesome. And but like it was insane how many people came to the panel and had so many questions and stuff like that. There's such a passionate fan base for Five Nights at Freddy.
Mm.
Again, like you, it's a game that I'm like, should I play it? And then I'm like, nah, I've played those types of games before and they're fine. But at the same time, maybe I should. But the movie is definitely on my to watch list. I'm interested.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's
Make sure your children do not watch, especially the intro. The intro it's just the imagery of it is just like, oh, I would not like to be in this situation. I
okay.
would not like to be in this situation at all.
Okay, well there we go.
So yeah, but I do recommend watching it.
Cool. Five Nights at Freddy's. Love it. Good
At
shout.
number 5, no less.
Yeah. Now I feel like cheated that I haven't put something at 4 at number 4. Should have put Fantastic Four now at Fantastic.
Oh, well.
There we go.
Oh, well.
Um, shall I go? I'll go. I'll go.
Yeah, you go. You go. You go.
So obviously, as I mentioned last week, I flew to Canada for a week.
Mhm.
So when you've got flights that long, you've got entertainment because you got you got in-flight entertainment. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, a lot of the time it's very old movies. That you've seen before, but they do have like stuff that's been released in the last couple of years, last few years. One movie that I watched was released like earlier this year, and
Mhm.
I'll talk about that in a second. But one that I'd been on my list for ages, and I really wanted to see it. It was the movie that was supposed to be the jumping off point for the DCEU. Like it was supposed to be like the first, like it was like this is where we're starting with James Gunn,
Yeah.
and it's Blue Beetle. So I watched Blue Beetle, and like I didn't hate it. Quite liked it. I thought it was all right. It had a lot of heart. I felt like it was a TV movie.
Yeah.
Like that's the biggest criticism I can give it is that it wasn't a blockbuster. It was
Susan Sarandon was awful.
I'll give you that.
She was awful in
I'll
it.
give you that, but it was quite nice to see that the white person was awful in the film. Because the rest of the cast were great. The grandmother, the revolutionary grandmother I loved her to
Oh,
pieces.
yes. No, she was great. The whole thing with the dad, like, it was
Yeah.
just like, yeah,
I
no, yeah.
I think there were so many good things in that film, and I thought the lead, obviously we know the lead from Cobra Kai.
Mhm.
I thought he was great.
Yeah, he's perfect casting, and he is going to continue because they're doing an animated series, and he's doing the voice. So
Yeah, and I would like to see, and not just the animated series. I'd like to see him back in live action if they do a Justice League film where they actually bring in more members of the Justice League beyond just the heroes that the main three. I would love to see him part of it because he was great, and very different as well in terms of like it was a whole family affair. Like ended up being part of it. Like I'm just like, yeah, I don't think have we seen that? I'm just trying to think where we've seen that. I mean, Ant-Man comes close, but like he was Ant-Man, and like it was just passing the baton. You know what I mean? Like she
yeah.
was like where like is,
I mean, Fantastic Four, all the Fantastic Four movies. Well, at least
but they've
the
all
two
got
story
powers.
ones.
What I'm talking about is like
Yeah.
where like there's one superhero supported by their non-powered family in an actual battle. Like
There is, but for some reason it's escaping me.
yeah,
There is a
I
film. It's
I'm
escaping
yeah,
me.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm sure we have seen it, but I thought it was
Mm,
really well done. I really loved it because it's like, and especially like if you the themes of this movie were family, and like this one
mm,
took it to the extreme where like yeah, like he's gonna be the main point, but his family are what's gonna prop him up. His family are gonna be the one that he fights for as well. So I really enjoyed
mm.
it, and I thought it was funny in points as well. But
That man's a fascist.
yeah. I enjoyed it. I agree that Susan Sarandon was probably not the best casting choice for that role.
She's
Uh,
just it's not that she probably could look. She's a good actor.
mm,
Like she's a good actor.
she's great.
Just just maybe tell her to turn it down a bit.
Yeah. I
Like
she was hamming it up.
she was
Absolutely.
honey glazed.
Yeah.
My God.
But I enjoyed
The
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 overall.
bit I loved in that film was like, we can mourn later, now we fight, and then
Yeah.
when the fighting was done,
They
instantly, now we can grieve.
yeah.
And that was powerful.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
powerful moment.
No,
Yeah.
and for a movie that was so reliant on like CG for like the suit and everything like that,
Mm,
it didn't feel intrusive. It felt okay. Like it was like, okay, this doesn't look bad. Like it added. I just enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it a lot more than I expected. But my main criticism, as I said, is that it felt like a straight to TV film. Like if it gone straight to streaming, sorry, these days, if it had gone straight to
yeah.
streaming, I would have been like, cool, this is great. But because it was billed as this big, the first building block of the DCEU falls short on that. It's like it's not Iron Man. Let's put it that way.
No, no, no. It had, I mean, granted, like, a lot of films have a similar backstory, a similar origin story.
Mm.
You know, teenager finds. You know,
Miss
it had things of like,
Shazam.
yeah, it had things of like what's it, Chronicle,
Yep.
the Power Rangers,
Yep. Yep.
like big movie, like the one with Elizabeth Banks. It had that kind of vibe to it, just a slightly different spin, and it felt like a DC movie trying to do Marvel.
Yes, I agree with that. I do agree with that. So, and I think like because I haven't seen Superman yet. I mean, I saw
Mm,
Suicide Squad, which again, and that the new Suicide the Suicide Squad
yeah,
is great.
yeah, yeah.
It's great, you know,
Great. And it
and
spawned Peacemaker. Great
yeah,
series.
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. Like, I enjoyed it. I'm happy I've seen it. Probably won't watch it again.
No, no, I'll never watch it again.
So there you go. Blue Beetle.
Mm,
That's not
okay.
you. Over to you.
So my number three is it's just something that I've been seeing in the news of late a lot, and I feel like the wrong things are being said or people are criticizing it the wrong way, and I know why. I know why this conversation's been had. There's this whole thing with Pedro Pascal, um, apparently being too touchy feely with his female co-stars or female companions that he works with, and it's all about that he only touches them when he's air quotes anxious. But this whole conversation has really started where there's basically an anti-trans activist uh, posted a picture of him like with his holding a hand with someone and just saying he never feels this anxious when he's with his male co-stars, does he? And the reason why they're saying that is because Pedro Pascal is
He's
a
very
big ally when it
yeah,
comes to
yeah,
the
yeah,
trans
yeah.
community
He's
because he has a trans sister, um, and he got um, a lot of heat, and I agreed with him because of the whole like him calling J.K. Rowling a loser and all
yep.
of that sort of stuff.
She
He
is.
doesn't like bullies, and she is absolutely 100% agree. So that's why this conversation has been sparked. Basically, now they're trying to say that Pedro Pascal is saying that he gets anxiety and that's why he has to touch his female co-stars. For a start, he's never said that. He what he has been heard saying is if he puts his hand on his chest like this, and Bella Ramsey was once like she was copying him, and he said, "Reason why I do this is it's where I keep my anxiety." So that she sort of understood that and all this. And then there was a video of him when they were announced as the Fantastic Four at the Comic Con, and he sort of like sidles up next to Vanessa Kirby, and he just sort of puts his hand out to sort of hold her hand. And someone else posted he gets anxious and he needs physical touch. So someone else said it
Mm,
on his
mm.
behalf. He never said, when I get anxious, I need to hold someone's hand or touch someone. He has never said this.
Wow. Yep.
And it's just blown up, and now there's all these memes and all of these things about like you're seeing someone like grab a woman and they're going like, oh, it's just because of my anxiety and all of this, and it's become this thing that I hate because I know why it's there. It's there because an anti-trans activist wants to pull Pedro Pascal down because
Yeah.
he's the big thing at the moment.
And this is the danger of like when you're on the left, when you've got sort of liberal tendencies and you
Mhm.
are an ally and this type of thing, um, and versus people on the right, right? So, and the people who are racist, the sexists, the homophobes, the transphobes, right?
Yeah.
If you are anti um, those people,
Mm.
you have to have a perfect life. You have to be perfect. You have to make no mistakes
Yeah.
at all. You
Yeah.
cannot err because then that's how they get you. That's how they will pull you down. On the other side, they can do whatever they want and they get away with it. This is why we have a literal felon and in the White House.
Yeah.
Like they can get away with the most disgusting things. Like, I'm not saying he is, but he was friends with a pedophile.
Yeah.
Like he's like
It's It's the left's biggest problem is that they can't forgive mistakes.
Yeah, so I know it's not just that the left can't forgive mistakes, it's that the right are very good at latching on to the smallest thing and
Mm.
turning it into memes and turning it into this, that, and the next thing.
Mm.
Like, I hate to say, you and I come from a simpler time of the internet. When we were talking about music videos in 2000 and like Weezer's Pork and Beans is like the perfect time capsule of the internet as far as I'm concerned of
Yeah,
that
yeah,
time,
yeah.
like 2009. And like that was the last time the internet was pure.
Mm.
Okay. That's when the internet was badger, badger, mushroom, mushroom. It was, it was silly.
Mine are here,
Yeah.
Yep, all of that stuff.
People doing silly things, having fun, but also Wikipedia and news was actually, was trusted a little bit more and all of these things. And then what happened was that and this is all well documented, and the people like Steve Bannon are like core to this, and Cambridge Analytica and all of this stuff. The right realized that they could weaponize the internet to promote their message. And this is why now the podcasting space is ruled by the likes of Joe Rogan and Konstantin Kisin and all these other sort of like, Ben Shapiro's and Matt Walsh's, very right wing, very like and anybody who is an ally to the to people who are trans, people of color, is whatever, sort of minority. If they find one thing about you,
Mm.
that's all they need to bring you
Mhm.
down. And this is it. This is Pascal's one, and it's horrible to hear. It's horrible to see happening to him. But this is unfortunately the nature of the internet these days. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard. And like I personally like trans rights are human rights. Like, I am an ally, and I will use my platform to be like, these people. I'll give you like I hate the fact that like my Star Trek, Star Wars show. I really want to have more diverse lineups,
Mm.
but it's so hard. Like people don't put themselves forward for any number of reasons. But I also probably know that part of it is probably because fan bases are so toxic.
Yeah.
So why put yourself in that firing line for a show like that? I do. So, but I would love to have more diverse audience acts
Yeah.
onto my thing. Um, but I also know that if like, I know I've got shit in my closet.
Yeah.
Like I know for a fact if I put myself out there publicly, blah blah, blah, someone will bring something up, and that's what they'll use to try and tear me down. I know it.
It's
I
yeah.
know it.
I don't think there's I think it's very rare for there to be someone who is not got something
No,
like, you know
absolutely. But
we're not all angels
it's
and we all
but
slip up at times.
that's what the right does, and they make it fearful for people like us to make a stand, to whatever, because whatever we've got in our closet can be taken out and used by them as an attack. So fuck
Yeah.
him, hate him.
Yeah. But I just brought it up because I just want to say that I don't think that Pedro Pascal uh, is at all using his anxiety as a
No,
reason to touch people. He's actually never said that, and I just wanted to, for me, I just needed to say it out loud to put it to bed in my head because
good.
it's just been really bothering me.
Yeah,
Some of the memes are funny though. I'll be honest, some of them are funny, but they're wrong.
yeah. Okay, there we go. I'm glad that you brought it up, but fuck those guys.
Yeah, fuck 'em all. So, what was the other film that you saw on the plane?
Ironically, being fucked is probably what they need to just chill out. You know?
Yeah,
Right. Anyway,
yeah,
the other thing I watched on the plane, that's the other thing I was going to talk about as well.
yeah,
What was the other thing I watched on the plane? Something that came out earlier this year.
yeah.
And if you watch the trailer, I remember watching the trailer going like, I'm gonna go see that, but I'm not like maybe wait till it's come on streaming. Like it was this sort of thing. So you're like, the trailer looked interesting enough, but I was like, I'll maybe wait till it comes streaming. I watched Mickey 17. Um,
Robert Pattinson, Mark Ruffalo.
Yep. Directed by the same director as Parasite as well, which is phenomenal as a film.
Oh, Jim Kyung. Oh, no.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, I don't know. I'll end up sounding problematic if I
yeah,
try and say his name.
exactly.
Bong Joon
But
Ho, actually, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Parasite. You've seen Parasite, right?
I haven't seen Parasite, but I've
Oh
heard only
my
wonderful things.
God, Parasite is so good.
Yeah, I've
Like
heard only wonderful things.
it's
Yeah.
phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal film. Um, Mickey 17 is not on the same level as Parasite.
Okay.
I'll start there.
Yeah.
It's brilliant though.
Okay.
It's so good. Like the conceit is very, very familiar. Like you know, how much do you know about it?
It's just that there's lots of clones,
Yeah, yeah.
and if you survive, you get to live. But if there's
Okay,
they can only be
there can only be
one
one
clone
clone.
at a
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. So very
That's it.
high, very Highlander. So
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
not going to give too much away here. By telling you sort of the conceit of it.
Mhm.
The conceit is he signs up to to work off planet essentially to work
Yeah.
and he is I can't remember what the term is, but essentially he's disposable. So he gets sent on all the terrible jobs, but he's going to be cloned at the end of it, with all his memories and everything like that. So he just gets reprinted. He dies, gets reprinted, dies, gets reprinted. So that's the conceit. What they do with it and the whole background to it is just beautiful. Like
Mm.
it's so well done, and I love it to pieces. I was on the plane and I almost stood up and clapped at the end of the film because it was just like, and
Yeah,
I
you
was
waited until they landed for
yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 and it was just like yeah, it was so I really, really enjoyed it. Robert Pattinson is just every movie is just like, no, you are such a good actor. You're like a phenomenal actor, and like the Twilight series didn't even do him dirty. This is the thing because he was so good at just deflecting from it, but he's just like everything that he's done since it's just been like, yeah, you're such a good actor. Like you're brilliant, and in this one, he is so good, like so good. And the rest of the cast as well. You got Stephen Yeun from the Walking Dead. He's great. Mark Ruffalo is again phenomenal, playing this really slimy, sleazy character, and he's
He's
so
a dictator, isn't he?
yeah. You have to watch it. It's really good because who's the dictator, who's pulling the strings type thing as
Mhm.
well.
Right, okay.
Um, it's darkly funny. It works. The beats, it's really well paced. It starts off sort of very sort of like this is the thing, and then when it goes into the sci-fi realms, you're like, okay, this is really good.
Cool.
So no, really, if you haven't seen it, it's worth a watch. Really worth a watch, and it's one that and unlike Blue Beetle, it is one that I will definitely watch again because there's things I know that I didn't catch in it that I want to see if I can. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be like a Fight Club type movie where you watch it and there's a little thing you don't catch every time.
Yeah. Cool.
Really good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So what's the number one thing?
Well, I just it's basically we have to talk about basically one of the best films ever made.
Mm-hmm.
One of the
Jurassic
best.
Park. No.
No, the film that was essentially considered the first blockbuster,
Yeah.
the first
Yeah.
summer blockbuster, because it is the 50th anniversary of Jaws, and I watched on Disney Plus the 50th anniversary documentary,
Ah.
and you know the thing though that kind of bothered me about it is you've got all these it's a lot of Steven Spielberg talking, and there's some old clips, no new clips, but old clips of like Richard Dreyfuss talking about it,
Mm.
um, and all of these people talking about it, and then for some God fucking knows what reason,
Oh no, it's not James Corden, is it?
no, who else might I be annoyed that they've got as a talking head on this?
Oh, it's not what's her face.
Emily fucking Blunt. Like, what's she doing talking about Jaws? What's she doing there talking about Jaws? What's
Oh
she doing?
my!
Well, no, I'm annoyed. Like, what the hell?
I'm not annoyed. I think this is beautiful.
So, I'm just sitting there, and then just all of a sudden, and it's not like they have a bunch of other actors and actresses talking.
Just Emily
Just
Blunt.
her. Just her.
I think it's just a constant reminder, isn't it? Like just
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, I feel like ever since that story came up and we spoke about it, it's more and more.
Something happens every week. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just,
Is she
I don't know.
Beetlejuice? Did she say her name?
Just say her name enough times. Next time we do a podcast, you're like, no, we've got a guest on this podcast this week.
Well, I didn't want to say anything, but I know.
What a surprise.
Oh,
But
buddy.
anyway, barring that, it's a great documentary. Some really funny things. Like one of the most obvious things as well, because obviously, like there's a whole play about it. The shark didn't work.
Yeah.
Do you know the reason why?
Got wet.
No. They had designed for it to work in water,
What was?
fresh water.
Oh, yeah. It's the seawater. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Got-
It's like, did they not communicate where they were filming? Like, I just like, but the thing that I absolutely really, really like loved from the documentary, because I didn't realize it was all filmed on Martha's Vineyard. I
Mm.
didn't realize that there's this little island, if you don't know, called Martha's Vineyard, and all of like the community there were there for the filming. Like they were a lot of the extras. Some of them even had lines. They were all locals,
Different time.
and it's so cool. But Steven Spielberg thought he would never work again afterwards. Because
Wow.
it ran 100 days over schedule.
Yeah.
Like when they reached 100 days, they were like 30 days over schedule, and then they finished 100 days over schedule. So it was
Jesus.
costing loads of money. But like, and Richard Dreyfuss, like he thought this film's going to tank. It's dreadful. Blah 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 blah. Great stuff about Robert Shaw and his Indianapolis speech.
Mm.
Because like the whole thing was that they'd written like 10 pages of a speech, and he said, look, no one's going to enjoy watching me monologue for 8 minutes. Can I take this home and do a thing with it and figure out a new thing? And he wrote something, and that's what they use in the film, what
Wow.
he did. But this is a great bit of story. He says now I'm supposed to be drunk in this scene, so do you mind if I do get a little bit buzzed, just so that I've got that little bit of that edge in the performance? And Spielberg thought nothing of it and went, yeah, sure. He was carried onto set because he was hammered, absolutely hammered,
Yeah.
and he couldn't do it. So
Wow.
they called time, and then at 3 a.m, Spielberg gets a phone call, and it's Robert Shaw saying, I am so sorry. Did I embarrass you? I'm just so sorry. I promise you, tomorrow I'm not going to be drunk. We're just going to do it. And I'm so sorry about today. And then they did it, and it was like 3 takes, and they got it. So like
Amazing.
such amazing stories in this documentary. So I hugely recommend it, because Jaws is one of the most perfect movies ever made.
It's fantastic, especially because the Jaws only appears for like it's not that much. Like, yeah.
No. But that's so some of that stuff, like most of it was filmed at the island, but all the underwater shots were shot in a studio, in an underwater studio. So all of the underwater stuff was done there, and actually some of it, like the sharks attacking the cage, that's real footage. They got a couple of people, because one of the things that inspired them making was this documentary about sharks. So they got those people to go out and film a great white attacking a cage. And
Wow.
that's what some of the footage interspliced is, a genuine shark attacking a cage.
But Spielberg's got history of that. Like it's like when he was filming Jurassic Park, some of the footage of the storm is the actual genuine storm that almost destroyed the sets.
Right. For a minute, I thought you were actually going to do a bit and go like, yeah, no, because Spielberg did actually film real dinosaurs.
Yeah, no, there was that as well. They did actually clone a raptor. So it's dead now, but
It didn't survive because it wasn't actually accurate to what a velociraptor looks like.
Yeah, they're about the size
From
of
the
chicken.
history that we know.
They were like actually the size of chickens. Like,
Yeah, they weren't the size of a man. I remember like having the book, and it was just like, yes, a velociraptor is 6 foot tall, the size of a human man. You're
yeah,
like, no, it's the
no.
size of a turkey.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, they're not. But they weren't. Velociraptors weren't that big. Deinonychus, that was the one that was big. That was the one that was bigger. So anyway, we got it.
Anyway,
I will check it out, because I Jaws is a movie that I haven't watched in quite a few years. And it is a phenomenal watch.
Yeah.
But I'll check that out.
it's a really good documentary.
Jaws 3D, on the other hand.
No, but I've recently heard that apparently Jaws 2 is getting a sort of a reevaluation.
Is it getting a Richard Donner cut? Is that what it's getting?
No, not Richard Donner cut, but no, people are going back and going, you know what, Jaws 2 was actually good. That's what people are saying at the moment.
Funnily enough, just what I was talking about there, Jurassic Park 3 is going through that right now. A lot of people are going like Jurassic Park 3, actually not that bad. So
it's like it's like the Matrix, but you are the opposite. You hate the Matrix sequels now, don't you? We talked about this on podcasts before, and I think you were like quite forgiving when they came out, but now hate them. And I didn't like them when they came out, but now I quite like them.
Yeah, I just get annoyed by them. I just get annoyed with. I get the premise. I get what they're trying to do. It's mostly for me. It's the CG just looks so bad when you compare it to what they did in that first film.
In the first one,
it just looks so bad. But off topic. But that was there we go.
Okay,
Fantastic Five.
Fantastic Five.
We are Fantastic Hour 5.
When your brain is in a twist, cause you've got to make a list of the best things of all time, or the worst things we can find. It's a fair and fabulous, phenomenal, Fantastic Five.
And I'm the dad.
No, I'm not proud of it.
I'm the dad. I don't dance like that. I just don't dance. My dancing skills come from the Will Smith movie Hitch. You know, you live in here. That's it. You live in here. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all I do. That's the end of the podcast.
There we go.
That's it. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed it. For those who joined us live, thank you very much for getting involved in the chat. We'll have, I know. We'll have a quick chat for you in a minute. For those who are watching back, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, hit subscribe, hit the bell notifications, and hit like as well, so that this gets pushed out to more people. Fun fact: last two weeks ago, when we finished recording, I went, "Oh, I'm going to stick the RSS feed for our old episodes," and they all appeared on here. And oh man, did my views go up very quickly! So that was nice. So you can actually, all of our old episodes, you can actually listen here on YouTube now as well. So everything Geekatorium is all now on YouTube. So go check it out. Go have a listen. Go have a watch of some of our past episodes as well. Follow both me and Matt on social media. You'll find us on various platforms. I just use my name, Rick Carranza. So look at Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, everything. Matt, mostly.
I'm mainly on Twitch. I'm on other social medias, but the only one I really use is Twitch. And that's Matt Blair UK, MATTBLAIR UK.
So yeah, go give us a follow, and thank you very much. And we will see you in a couple of weeks. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye.
That's the end. Now listen, I know that you have to bounce because
I have to bounce fairly soon.
Yep.
I have to bounce fairly soon.
So shall we give it a little 5-minute cool down? Shall we? You got a little bit.
Let's. We'll address some of the stuff that's in the chat, and also I did want to ask: are we definitely doing 2 weeks? Because it'll be the Edinburgh Fringe at that point. Will you be able to?
So my show, Star Trek versus Star Wars, is 7 till 8. So I should potentially be able to do a 9:30 start, potentially. But I will confirm. Because obviously I could be absolutely exhausted by then. So,
that's what I was sort of thinking. I was just like, oh yeah, the Fringe.
oh, let's do cinematic acoustic. Let's do that.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what this sounds like. So yeah, I'll let you know for sure. It could be 2 weeks. It could be 3.
Yeah.
So just bear that in mind, okay? There we go. That was all right though. So let's see the chat. What's in the chat? So we had Ed Edmondson's there. Hello, Ed.
So, and secondary education. Hello, secondary education.
Thank you for joining the chat, guys. So I think Ed, so it looks like space as well was Toronto. Yes.
Yeah.
If you look up at nighttime and blocks out all the rest of it, like it would look like space. I like Toronto, man. Toronto's cool, but I prefer it outside of Canada, like going to like the resort towns and stuff like that. It's really beautiful. Especially when I was at the Montreal, like really like reminded me of being in Scotland and like the Highlands and stuff like that, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's so expensive to fly to Canada, but if you ever can go, it's worth it, man. Totally worth it. People are lovely. Food is fine. No, food is good.
Do you have some poutine?
I had some poutine. I had beaver tail as well, so that was fun.
Ooh, okay.
The pastry. Don't worry, it's not an actual beaver tail.
Oh,
It's a pastry in the shape of a beaver tail, but it's tasty. It's very, very tasty. I had the
tasty.
while I was out there this last week, I had Canada's #1 ice cream, which is a brand called Cows,
Okay.
and I had a New York cheesecake ice cream. It was phenomenal.
Oh, it sounds great.
It was so good. It was actually, and I was like, okay, fair play. That #1 tag, yeah, you've earned it. You've earned it.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
well
Do you know
played.
what I had? Do you know what I had today, which is the British rival to such a thing?
Hmm.
Have you seen? There's a new type of Jaffa cake,
No.
hot honey.
Oh. Oh. That
It's quite
sounds
good, you know.
it's quite good.
Quite good.
Do you know? Do you know what's really funny though? Like you were talking about sort of losing weight, and you
Yeah.
eat like a entire chocolate bar.
Yeah.
I have put on weight. Now, part of that is because like since 2020, I've not really gotten to exercise. I've also become a dad to 2 kids. I don't have enough time to exercise.
You have an excuse to have a dad bod.
Yeah. So anyway, I put on like 5 pounds over the week that I was away in Canada. Now, part of that I'm going to put down to Canadian portions. The other thing is, I ate a whole Toblerone to myself.
The big airport one as
The-
well.
Yeah, it was like so. Put it into context. I got given a Toblerone, one of those for Father's Day, because we can't have Toblerones in the house. Like I can't eat Toblerones normal
No.
because they have almonds in them, and my wife is allergic to nuts. Like almonds and peanuts are the worst for her.
Yeah.
So she very, very kindly got me a big Toblerone and said, "This is for when you go to Canada. You can eat it on the plane. You can eat it in Canada." And I went, "I'll wait till I get to Canada." I stuffed it in the suitcase, and went to Canada. And I had the first one, and I went, "Nah, this is getting eaten right now." the whole thing, and listen, I felt very sick at the end of it, but I went, worth it. Just totally worth it.
Yeah.
Totally worth it. So I totally get it. Like you can, it's so easily done when it's a good chocolate. Like yeah.
I could smash an entire packet of Jaffa cakes in 1 minute.
Yeah.
It was just gone,
Yep.
inhaled. So
Ed has pointed out Cisco has been in the comics a lot, which may be of questionable canonicity. Yeah, I've read some comics, and the thing is, it's like some of it is canon and a lot of it's not. So it's like it's like and it's like the Star Wars Legends stuff, like all the books and stuff. Some obviously that's all been canonized now. And quite rightly, because they went off their rockers with some of the stuff that they made. Like,
think of it as Elseworlds, Star Trek Elseworlds.
Yeah. Funnily enough, one of the series that does do the comics well is Buffy and Angel, because Buffy sort of finished on TV at season 7, but then they carry it on in comics season 8, and it's actually called Buffy season 8. So, and it just follows on. So they don't really go, well, they go crazy because they can, because like it's a comic form, so they can actually start doing some of the things that they probably wish they could do in TV series, but they don't break canon, if that makes sense. Like they don't make up their own thing. It all follows on quite nicely. So it's the only time that I've gone like, this works. But a lot of like Star Trek, Star Wars stuff, I just go like, oh, okay, that's cool. That exists just one shot. That's a one shot. And that's okay.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I've not read any of the Star Trek comics. The only Star Trek comic I've read was Star Trek and Doctor Who.
I've got the Star Trek. So it's the Kelvin verse and Green Lantern crossover.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So and members of the crew become members of the Lantern Corps.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's quite fun.
It's fun. It is fun. And again, you go, that's not canon. It's just fun. It's just fun that they did that. I haven't read the Doctor Who crossover, but one that
I heard something recently, and I can't remember if it was someone discussing wouldn't it be cool if, or if it was something that happened. But it's this whole thing of if heroes from the Marvel universe went to the DC universe, they'd be like, wow, they love superheroes here. There's statues to them, there's museums to them, and wow, they're just everyone loves Superman. There's the Flash Museum, and there's a like a Batman Day, and there's all of these, they celebrate superheroes. And then like all of the DC characters go to the Marvel universe and go, fuck, they hate superheroes here.
Yeah.
Like they're fighting each other, and they're blaming them for wars, and they're blaming them for damaged property, and it's like superheroes just aren't treated well in the Marvel universe.
And then Zack Snyder came along and tried to do the same thing in, like, he did not understand the characters. Did not understand, but he has this obsession with pulling down gods, doesn't he? He has this obsession with like everything. So anyway, enough. We won't get into that.
We won't go into
we've done this so many times. We have an entire episode named after this, so we will not do that again. But I hate him. His movies. He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah. And I will admit that I haven't seen the episodes. The clip that I saw of him and James Gunn on Rick and Morty did look fun.
Yeah.
That looked fun.
Yeah. He seems like a nice guy. It's just his movies are dog shit. Right. So that, going through everything. Yay, trans flag. Woohoo. Yes, absolutely. Loved it. Planning to catch Rick shortly after getting off the train on the 9th. Ah, you coming to see me? Yes, you're coming to see Edinburgh. That day, I can tell you who's in the lineup. We have Mark Henley and John Hipkiss, they've done the show previously, and they're both very good. Very, very good. So I'm very excited for you to see them. Canada is right up on my list. It should be on everyone's list. There was an interesting, when I was flying back, it's when I was scrolling through Reddit, and like one of the subreddits I'm in was like asked the question, if your citizenship was renounced for your country, which country would you take citizenship for as an alternative? And I was like, Canada, straight away. Canada. Oh yeah, 100%. It's one of the that and Australia are the only countries where I've gone like I could live here, like I could, and I'd actually feel more comfortable in Canada than Australia.
Okay. Is that because like you're Scottish and the weather is just way too hot in Australia?
Yeah, partly that. I mean the Filipino would kick in, and I'd be fine in Australia. But no, like also Canada's very liberal country. So like very much like Scotland. So it's like I'd feel at home there. I'd feel at home. So and the people are just lovely. Honestly, such very, very, very lovely people. So I can see myself living in Canada. What about you? If your British citizenship was renounced, where would you live?
I guess it probably would be Canada as well, only because like there's the thing with my dad, and like I was talking about this today, and I was saying like I used to really want to live in America.
Everyone did. I did.
Really want to live in America.
Not anymore.
I can't think of anywhere else. I mean, maybe Australia. At one point, it would have been Spain. I like Brussels. I do like Brussels.
Bruges.
Yeah.
They got the alcove.
Yeah.
Oh, the alcoves.
Belgium's nice, and Brussels is very nice.
It's like a fucking fairy tale.
Yeah.
Still one of my favorite movies of all time.
We've got secondary education. Also, Canada has legal weed. I mean,
it does.
It does. Let's just not speak any more on that.
Yeah, I just leave it.
It is not legal, so I don't want to really talk about it.
Just absolutely leave it there. Canada doesn't have horrible spiders. This is true, but they also have bears.
Right, yeah.
And they have a lot of land, and it's very easy to get lost in Canada. And if you get lost in Canada, in that land, you are dead. Yeah. So there is that. So yeah. What else have we got? I have diabetes and I will die eating it happily.
That's the ice cream that you were talking about.
Oh yeah. It was good ice cream. It was good ice cream.
Yeah.
And then last one, totally agree with that take on Buffy etc versus Star Trek. I'm telling you, man, Buffy, like if you like the Buffy show, like the TV series, read the comics. They're really good. They're really good. And they just have like Australia's drop bears. That is one of my favorite Mick takes is they have you seen Oh, look up drop bears. Look up TV
Okay, I'll look
report.
it up.
Look up TV reporter and drop bears. It's brilliant. Like yeah, TV reporter drop bears. It's phenomenal. They're dangerous, man. They're really dangerous.
Oh right, so it's the koalas.
Yeah, but they've made it out. They've said like it's an extremely dangerous bear, and they dress up this reporter in like proper like armor to hold a koala, and they've made her believe that it's dangerous and they're going to attack her. It's brilliant. I love the Australians' sense of
Oh,
humor.
that's oh,
It's funny.
that's mean.
It's funny.
That's okay.
Second,
That reminds me of the time. That reminds me of the time I knew this girl I worked with. Same girl that I told you once where I tricked her that the TV show 24 was based on a man called 24.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
The same girl. She was convinced. She was like, "Gremlins are real." I was like, "What are you talking about?" It's like gremlins. They're real. I didn't realize. I didn't think they were real, but I've seen them. And she was convinced. It's like gremlins are real. She was talking about fucking lemurs. She's like, "Look, it's a gremlin." I was like, "That's called a lemur."
That's brilliant.
And it's not a gremlin. It's closer to a mugwai, but it's not a gremlin. It's a lemur. And it's not the same. You can get these ones wet. You can feed them after midnight. Like please stop scaring yourself.
That's phenomenal. That's absolutely phenomenal. Second education is my sister-in-law used to have to take bear spray with her whenever she went for a run in the woods in Banff. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Does the Pope shit in the woods? Yeah, when he's getting chased by a bear. Oh mate. Listen,
Yeah.
I know you have to go run because
I have to go give some support.
Yep, go give support. Where can we all give support?
It's going to be Tiny Dancer Rock on Twitch. So Tiny Dancer Rock, all
So,
one word.
Let's go do a manual raid on another platform.
Raid onto Twitch. So yeah, on Twitch, Tiny Dancer Rock. It's her birthday at midnight, and it's her first stream in 4 months. And tonight is the first stream where I've helped her set up like a full proper streaming setup. So that's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing now. I'm going off to show some support. So
Tiny Dancer Rock, yeah?
Tiny Dancer Rock.
I'm gonna pop that in the chat there now. So if you are, there we go. There you go. Everyone, go over there, go watch, support, be lovely. But thank you very much for watching again. And yeah, it might be 2 weeks, it might be 3. We'll let you know.
Yeah, it's the Edinburgh Fringe. Who knows?
We'll post it in social media. I'll post it in Discord. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Buddy, thank you so much. And thank you for watching, everybody, and getting involved. Catch you later.
See ya. Bye.